What is the most expensive metal in the world? Now, when I say expensive, I also mean rarest. And when you have conversations like this with people, they tend to naturally go to places like gold and silver and platinum. And that's okay, because the general consensus is that these materials, by virtue of how they are marketed to us, are inherently rare. People will trade things like gold and platinum as commodities. If you were to buy a kilo of gold, for example, which if you're in the United States is about 2.2 pounds, well, it is 2.2 pounds, you're going to pay about $70,000 at today's market value at the point of me posting this. Now, if you contrast that, however, with rhodium, which you might be less familiar with, has an atomic weight of 45, is by comparison profoundly rarer than something like gold or platinum or silver. Now this, to give you a frame of reference, in the Earth's crust only occurs as about 0.0002% or parts per million in the Earth's crust. So this is a material that we don't have in large amounts at all. In fact, this may be the justification. If you've ever had the catalytic converter stolen out of your car, this is very often the rationale as to why they're doing it. They're looking to strip it for metals like rhodium, which are phenomenally rare and almost exclusively come out of countries like South Africa. So rhodium gets used for a handful of different industrial applications that other metals are not well suited for. Catalytic converters are one. Another one being things like rhodium plated jewelry. So you might sometimes on occasion hear jewelry being rhodium plated. So this is not made of pure rhodium, it's plated with rhodium, and this is often to give it a level of robustness that is not, let's just say, is atypical of something like silver, which generally tarnishes quite easily. And even that has a little bit of a caveat to it because it only tends to last for about 6 months. Now, rhodium is, in comparison to something like gold, so a kilo or 2.2 pounds of gold at today's market value is going to run you about $70,000. Now, in contrast, a kilo of this material or this metal, rhodium, which occurs generally in things like platinum deposits and nickel deposits, which also are materials that we don't have in large amounts, by the way, a kilo or 2.2 pounds of rhodium, by comparison to gold, is about $150,000, which means that at today's market rate, it's actually twice as valuable as gold. Now, the price of rhodium fluctuates to a much more, let's say, accelerated or dramatic degree than something like gold does based on market demand and supply. But at today's market rate, rhodium is literally worth twice what gold is.